How's it going, guys? It is Wilson Plays here, and today I'm showing you a little bit of a highlights footage from my very first race in DTM Experience 2014. This is a big content pack add-on for Race Room Racing Experience, and yeah, without further ado, let's go. So, as you can see, starting from 4th, I get off to a really good start now. There's something to note, big time. I need to note this. The AI in this video are going to look really weak, and that's because they are. Race Room has this feature called Adaptive AI, where over time they'll collect data on you to sort of adjust difficulty settings automatically depending on how fast you are. And I've not done many races on Race Room Racing Experience for the AI to actually gather data on me to, you know, get harder. So I was roughly 3 seconds a lap faster than this AI, so yeah, hopefully this, well, it's going to look really easy, but wanted to show this because it was my first race in a DTM Experience 2014. I've played quite a bit of Race Room before then. I actually got this for free. Normally it's around £20, but I got this for free because I owned DTM Experience 2013, and I came third in a hot lapping competition around Brands Hatch in the 13 cars, and the top 10 of each difficulty level got a free redeem code to DTM Experience 2014. And you know, they do different tracks every so often, so keep an eye on it if you're a Race Room player yourself. As I'm going by Ekstrom here, I actually stayed behind him most of the lap just to see if he'd fight me a bit, but finally got past him there. I didn't really want to sit behind him for the entire race as much as I wanted him to race me. So that's the end of lap 1. Trust me, it only gets worse in terms of difficulty. And skipping ahead to lap 3, as you can see, I've got a massive gap over second place, which is still Matthias Ekstrom, I believe. But watch this dumb thing coming up in a minute. So as you can see, I'm coming into turn 1, and I lose the rear, which makes me mount the grass, and it gives me a drive-through. Now the reason that is, I must have gained time on Ekstrom during that little slide, which grants me a penalty. That's how it usually works in these games. But whatever, I thought it'd make the race interesting, so I did carry on. As we skip to the end of lap 3, I'm coming in the pit lane, and you're gonna see a fair few mistakes from me in this race because I just wasn't ready for it. So as you can see, slowing down for the pit lane, and I've not confirmed my drive-through because I totally forgot about this pit menu system. If you're familiar with Race 07, then you're gonna be familiar with this pit menu system. It's the same thing, just a little bit refined, if you will. But it's the same mechanic. So finally I confirmed my drive-through. This shouldn't even be legit, because real life drive-through penalties, you're not allowed to stop at all, and I did. So it shouldn't even be legit, but there you go, penalty served, and nothing really going wrong there or whatever. I come out in 13th, just behind one of my Audi teammates, Nico Muller, which I'm a big fan of DTM real life, you know, the real life sport, and my favourite driver is Mike Rockenfeller. I'm driving his car at the moment on the screen. That's Mike Rockenfeller's car, the Audi RS5 DTM, I think. But coming into this corner, really misjudged it there. I just hit Muller, my Audi teammate. If this were real life, Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich would be so mad at me right now, but it is what it is. It's not real life, so it's a game. Can't stress that. So anyway, catching back up to Timo Glock in the BMW, the yellow Deutsche Post BMW. Just dive it up his inside, just enough room to do so, which I sort of enjoyed this race, but at the same time I didn't, because the AI just wasn't quick, just because I was using the adaptive AI feature and not really developed them. I've not really raced against them enough for him to collect data. As I passed Joey Han there, mounting the curb. I'm surprised that didn't give me a drive-through, but whatever it is what it is. Look at the pack ahead, just squabbling. If I've not already said this, but Race Room AI, Race Room Racing Experience AI, hands down best in the sim racing industry. No other sim has really mastered the AI like Sector 3 has with Race Experience. I drive around the outside of Matara, and I'm going up the inside of Molina, or Molina, whatever you want to call him. Both Audi teammates. That's not what I was thinking right now. I wasn't thinking, oh, Audi does well, yay. I was more thinking of me doing well and just, you know, getting to know this game. It's much like 2013, which is to be expected. All sports games go through that phase, or they do it all the time. You know, think of FIFA for example. What's really different from FIFA game to the next? I mean, all that's different is where players are, the teams, rules maybe, but that's same with DTM, same with any sports game. They're all the same effectively, other than, you know, maybe graphics refinements, physics refinements, features of the game can change, such as, you know, in DTM Experience 14 versus 13 you couldn't pit and you didn't have the prime option rule, where in DTM in 2014 they introduced the rule that you couldn't run 50% of the race on option tyres, or no, that you could only run 50% on option tyres. It's that good deep there trying to pass Robert Wickens in the Mercedes. So that was that. In DTM Experience 13 you didn't have different tyres at all, you didn't have pit stops or anything, it was just flat out racing. So no strategy. And of course in DTM you have the drag reduction system, which I'm about to demonstrate here. You can't see it, but in DTM they have this system. It's in Formula 1 as well, but the rule is if you're 2 seconds back from the car ahead, or within 2 seconds, you get the drag reduction system, which changes the angle of the rear wing for the bit of time that you activate it, and it makes you a bit faster in the straight line until you hit the brakes. Anyway, skipping ahead to lap 6, as you can see we're coming into the pits because I didn't really have a strategy for this, and I just thought why not, let's just come in the pits, let's follow whatever the AI is doing. And look at this, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I mastered it. I've confirmed the wrong compound. The rule is I've got to use both prime and option. I started on the prime and I'm going back to the prime. As you can see, I'm inside someone. There's no collision in the pit lane, or that would create a big mess. I think the things that DTM Experience 14 is missing is pit stop animations and manual control in the pit lane. I think that's what they're really missing here. But other than that, it's a fairly complete package. As you can see, we're skipping ahead into the middle of lap 7. We've caught up to Maxime Martin in the BMW, and right now my mentality was just make up as much positions as possible in time, so when I do pit I'm not that far back, because I'm going to be roughly last place once I've actually pitted and made the proper pit stop, as Adrian Tombe there in the Audi just really blocking me, but I found my way around him as I'm catching up to Jamie Green now in another Audi. All DTM is Audi versus BMW versus Mercedes. There's just, each manufacturer has roughly 7 or 8 cars each. I think Mercedes had 6 in this 2014 year. I really can't wait till the real life 2015 year. Really can't wait. So we're coming in the pits. A bit more stupidity here, I suppose. Once again, I'm not ready. That's because the pit menu wasn't mapped. I didn't even think about it. It was mapped, but to a key that I wasn't familiar with. As you can see, I line up the options, and look, I've not selected the option themselves, and now I finally do it. I was stopped for much longer than I needed to, and here we go. Now I'm leaving the pit lane, and all out stupidity, to be honest, for me in this race. But at least I didn't dominate. At least I didn't get in the lead, just pull away from everyone and not see another AI car for laps and laps and laps and laps. But anyway, come out the pits in 22nd. Danny Uncadella and Jamie Green fighting up ahead of me. Mercedes versus Audi. As you can see, some pops up in steam there, whatever. And As you can see, I give Jamie Green a little bit of a bump, and then I get past him. No questions asked. Coming from the downhill, so where the AI was really slow. One of the places I could pick out that were really slow, and I get round Danny and Cadella there, no problems. Skipping ahead to further along in lap 8, there's Paul Di Resta, just slot around his inside, or around his outside rather. Fairly easy move. AI once again not very quick, so I was making some fairly easy moves on them all the way through this race, and I do apologise for how easy I'm making it look. Hopefully next race I do in DTM Experience 14 won't be as easy, but you know. Around the outside of Antonio Felix da Costa, again, not really hard again, which is really disappointed in myself. I really wanted to show you my first impressions of DTM Experience 14, and my first impressions of it is a £20 DLC that I happened to get for free. Legit, obviously, passing Adrian Tomczyk, something Tomczyk, forgot his first name. And I actually broke so late that I accidentally stuck it up the inside of Gary Paffett there. Didn't really mean to make the move on Gary Paffett there, but it just sort of happened. Shit happened, I suppose. As I'm catching up to Nico Muller. Same place as before. Am I going to hit him this time? Hopefully not, as I'm dedicated to the inside, and you know, fairly easy move. Don't hit him this time, which is obviously a relief. So next up is the BMW duo of Timo Glock and Joey Hand. Timo Glock actually plays this game. So does a few other DTM drivers. That's pretty cool to see. Real life drivers, you know, getting involved in this. As I round the outside of Timo Glock, inside of Joey Hand. Once again making it look really easy, and I do apologise for that. I'm sorry about that, I really am. As we downshift because I wasn't making the corner. And I'm catching up to Timo Scheider, who's actually my Audi Team Phoenix teammate, if I was really Mike Rockenfeller, which I'm not, obviously. And also catching up to Mikael Molyneux. Am I going to go around the outside of him? Looks like it. There we go. And I've got DRS, so I'm going to deploy that anyway. So skipping ahead up to lap 10, near the end of lap 10, as I'm on the back with Edo Mortara, going up the inside. And we're up to 10th now. And round the back of the BMW driver, Augusto Farfus, up the inside of him. 9th place, and you're going to see a little bit of interesting driving from me, like must be said. So trying to go up the inside of Bruno Spengler, and I spun him around. Really dirty driving from me. To be honest, over these last 10 laps I've been learning the AI, and honestly I thought it was going to leave more room than he did there. So my mistake, definitely. So I'm in 8th onto the last lap of the race now, as we're coming into turn 1. Go really deep there, which is interesting. As we're skipping ahead to the middle of the final lap, and we're catching up to Robert Wickens in the Mercedes, so we're just trying to scavenge as many positions as we can. It looks like the wind's out the window as I cut the track there, so we're up the inside of Wickens, mounting the curve there. He's still on my inside, so I'm going to give him plenty of room, running off the track there a little bit. And going to the next corner behind Pascal Wehrlein. Am I going to go around his outside? I've run off the track, so I'm not quick enough to get around his outside, but I'm going to try and squeeze up his inside. It looks like it's worked, and Maxime Martin is giving me room as well, so I'm up into 5th. There's Adrian Tombe in the Audi. Am I going to be able to pass him into the last corner? It looks like I'm going to set him up for the outside like I've done a few times this race. And I've gotten 4th, and that's as far as it's going to go. So 4th place after a few fuck-ups in the pit lane and a drive-through penalty. That not bad indeed. Definitely enjoying DTM Experience 2014. So thanks for watching. There's going to be plenty more content where this came from, and I really enjoyed this race. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.